It's been a tough 13 years. The car pulled in to the right-hand lane, and I changed lanes to avoid collision, and it caused me to start to roll. And I sheared off a 25-year-old pine tree that was in the median, and the airbags inflated. But then as the car was continued to roll, I ricocheted off into a second pine tree, and there were no airbags to protect me.
On arrival, the car was badly destroyed, requiring lengthy extrication in order to get the patient out. He was unconscious, unresponsive, taking agonal respirations. A lot of multi-system traumas, a lot of head injuries. We extricated him from the vehicle, got him into the ambulance. We would call this a load and go situation, to take him to the nearest trauma center. So most of our interventions were done in the back of the rescue on the way to John C. Lincoln Hospital. Our patient was very critical at the time. Most of his injuries were probably not compatible with life.
I was one of the first ones to be down there and see him. It was pretty tragic, and they had no idea at that point what had happened to his brain. They weren't sure if he'd had multiple strokes. They weren't giving us really a lot of hope, and so we all just kind of stood around him.
I started coming out of the coma. Then they started putting me into the inpatient rehab.
He worked so hard in his therapy. He's not a quitter, that's for sure, and he's a checklist person and very meticulous about things. So they said that was a huge reason why he recovered as well as he did, because he wouldn't give up.
Once I got the home independence, so they started the work reentry program. So they would actually, the hospital would send a staff member to my house, and we helped me get my office set up and start helping me just start getting back to work.
He's back at it. I mean, he's taken over his restaurants again. He's such a humble person. He's been in rehab with so many other survivors, and so he never feels like, his story is any bigger than anyone else's, but truly, he is a miracle.
He's a great guy. It's kind of funny because I've dined at his restaurants for years, but never really knew him as a person.
I think in many ways I'm a better person for having gone through this and overcoming this adversity and digging down, finding something deeper than me that I really didn't understand was there until I needed to call on it.